Welcome everybody. Welcome to Temmy Crypto Live, where we join communities, crypto communities all over the world together into one place. Thank you for being with us today. And as we mentioned before, this was going to be a very special edition of Temmy Crypto Live. Today we're going to have Destiny Marshall from the Ayetu blockchain project. We're going to bring him on and we're going to be talking about this wonderful project that is whose purpose is to help bring financial freedom to Africa. So let's not waste more time and bring Destiny Marshall with us today. Hello, Destiny Marshall. How are you? Oops, it seems like Destiny Marshall cannot hear me now. Hold on a second.
Oh, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Please go ahead. Tell me, how are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm doing good. My name is Destiny Marshall, Ayetu marketing lead. I'm basically located in Nigeria here.
Mm-hmm. How are things in Nigeria today?
Yeah, pretty cool. And we are currently in our um, raining season, so everywhere it's kind of cool and chill. So it's all good here.
Okay, wonderful. Could you tell us how you got involved into crypto?
Yeah, how I got into crypto was kind of magical, if you ask me. Got to know about the whole stuff about this good stuff, blockchain, crypto, and all that in 2016, and that was Timmy. In fact, Timmy onboarded a whole lot of Nigerians. I can say 80% of Nigerians, if not Africa, there were a whole lot of Africans that joined the blockchain itself through Steemit itself. And that was how I got to know about blockchain, how I got to read about the currency, and I got really interested and got really involved with the whole concept of this whole stuff that we are talking about today.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And
Yeah.
how did you become involved into the Ayetu blockchain project?
Yeah, and that's a nice question. So basically, I got introduced to Ayetu, what they're building by a friend. She told me about the solutions that Ayetu is bringing to Africa, talking about the problems when it comes to the financial issues, financial landscape of Africa. I got to read the manuscript and some pages, one pages of Ayetu, and I kind of loved the whole concept, being my background in marketing, and for the fact that I've done a whole lot of marketing for projects and all that, I signed up and I'm like, okay, let's kick some marks and let's get this all moving. So that was basically how I got involved with the OIA2 as marketing lead, and and that brought hot hair.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a team of people that work with you? Because I've seen that the website looks very, very cool, and everything that you post on the Telegram channel and also X, everything looks fantastic.
Yeah. We have for now it's just bootstrapping and just a startup. We have a lot of most things are, like, let's say, around the world, but because it's a project that is focused in Africa, our majors is to build interested and enthusiastic teammates that will help us, spread the word, work together into achieving our common goals. But currently, we have a small team, and we also have ambassadors scattered all over Nigeria for a start. And when it comes to other marketing members and other, we have them coming up on board. And like I said, we are starting gradually, or we currently have different teams when it comes to the market. When it comes to the marketing side of things, when it comes to developers and the others, they are all scattered around the world and all that. So we are progressing gradually, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. So I think that the people from Good Block are the ones that are building the
Infrastructure.
the technical part of the blockchain, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Hmm. Uh, do you know how that is going? In what stage of the development they are?
Yeah. So basically, like I was trying to like explain, the Good Luck team are handling basically 100% of the infrastructures that the Ayetu network itself will be using. And currently, from the last update we had, we are currently on using the Super DApp or the Ayetu Super DApp or the Super App, anyhow you want to call it, which we actually reshape or revolutionize the financial landscape of Africa. So basically, I can say on our marketing website, we have there are a lot of key milestones that we set up that we want to achieve during this development. And like I can say in Q2, we are already cleaning up some of these milestones that we've listed on the marketing website. So it's coming out pretty well. Yeah.
Hmm. So, you say that everything that they're doing at Ayetu is basically to help Africans. What are the needs that they expect to help Africans with this project?
Can you rephrase the question, please? I didn't
Yeah,
quite
what are
grab.
the needs that Africans have that Ayetu expects to help them with?
Okay. So when it comes to Africa, you know that there are a whole lot of challenges. You know, let me say there are a whole lot. The African financial landscapes. There are a whole lot of unbanked individuals out there, and I think this brought a need for a kind of a revolution to come to the financial landscapes. And one of the things Ayetu is coming to solve, apart from the regular building blockchains and creating blockchain solution that could help small scale business and startups and all that, is basically the financial sector. And this sector is to make a kind of a seamless financial transaction that will be as easier as possible for anyone, especially those people in diaspora, and also banked the unbanked, because there are more than 50% of unbanked individuals in Africa, right? And this is one of the solutions that Ayetu is coming to bring, coming to one of the problems Ayetu is bringing the solution to solve. And if you see the landscape of Africa, of Africa, you see that there is a kind of there is a rapid mobile penetration in this part of the world, and yet there are a whole lot of people that are still having it difficult to make minor transactions. So you see a whole lot of people can't even pay online because there are different set of policies that withhold them from doing some certain things. And there are just a whole lot of problems when it comes to the financial landscape of Africa. And this is one major things that made me fall in love with the whole concept. And I'm like, okay, I think this is doable, and we can bring this solution and help bank the unbanked, help bring a faster solution to Africa. And also the blockchain itself is going to act as a catalyst in apart from sensitizing the general public about blockchain and cryptocurrency itself. The blockchain itself will help onboard more people and provide infrastructure for not just developers, for any SMEs that willing to come and build on the project and on the platform itself. And the way we've actually designed the Ayetu blockchain is really seamless and interoperable. It has this high interoperability, which means some people can even operate on the platform because we have a no-code app. So you can actually, you don't even really need to know much about code before you start building some of the apps or dApps and all that stuff. So we have looked around the challenges of different individuals, and this is all the things we've learned, all the years of researches and all that stuff is what we are bringing together to build a solid blockchain that is made of for Africa by Africans and for all Africans, and also to reshape the financial structure of Africa, and we are starting from Nigeria, before we can escalate this whole solution to other parts of Africa.
Wow, sounds really amazing. Maybe we can bring up a practical example. Let's say that
Mm.
I live in Algeria and you live in Nigeria, right? And I want to
Yep.
send you some money from my country to your personal account, or send you money directly. Can I use Ayetu to, or could I use Ayetu when it is fully operating, send you
Yeah.
money? How would
Yeah.
that
So,
work?
yeah, let's before we chip in the Ayetu solution into this whole phase. Let's try the traditional method. Let's see how it's going to go. Let's see some of the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Let's say you are in Nigeria, you want to send me money. Um, Basically, there's no way you can send me directly from any banking app in Nigeria, because it's not possible. You know, and let's say they have other mediums like um I've forgotten this transfer funds. There's money transfer. I've forgotten some of those names, all those remittance applications. Yeah, I've forgotten some of those names, sadly, unfortunately. So let's say you want to use one of those remittance applications, like the Western, you can't even use Western. Okay, I think it works. It can work there.
Western
Western
Union?
money, yeah, Western Union should work, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should. Yeah. So let's say we want to use it in Nigeria. And for example, I don't know, maybe there's compliance issue, or maybe I don't know how that works, because I don't use it. I haven't used it most, but from the few times that I've used it, I can tell you that maybe apart from the charge, there's a brand high fee. That is one of the disadvantages, because they might take like 10% or 20%. I don't know how much, but I know the rate is really high.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and it might not come to you on that same day. That is also when they make that transfer, they need to do some bookkeeping and all those transfers and all that. It's going to take probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe some takes 2 weeks, some takes 3 days, some take maybe 4 days. But I know it doesn't come instantly. Like when I want to make transfer to you in crypto. So this is also a challenge. Maybe there's an emergency and I need to transfer funds to you. You can't take it on that same day. So there are a whole lot of challenges if we want to sum up all these things. But one of those solution I2 is bringing, and based on some of the features we are building, which we might not speak out because of still in development, but if we want to follow how crypto operates, for example, there is an app where we can, let's say we can work with the central bank of a particular country, because and Ayetu is compliance first. We want to work. We are not running away from compliance or policy makers. We want to work with them one on one to understand how their economy works, how their currency works, and how we can digitalize their currency into the app. So if we are supported in Algeria, or if the super app is supported in Algeria and also supported in Nigeria, then the transaction is as seamless as possible. Like I said, we are working with different central banks. We are starting from Nigeria, and then we are escalating our partnerships to different parts of African, working together with the central bank. So if we can achieve at least 60-70% of this partnership with central banks, different central country central banks, it will be easier to, for anybody in that supported country to seamlessly send funds cheaper, faster, and more efficient and seamless. That is one solution that we are bringing, and we are really working to seal up all these partnerships. And if in a scenario where there is no partnership tied with the central bank, and then you can use your regular crypto, to send to your friend through the address or through the Ayetu network, and then we are going to build. We are for the fact that we are working with also some partnerships when it comes to remittances that are kind of supporting crypto remittances and others. We are also going to partner with some of these people based on the fact that we might not cover some of these countries, based on the strict rules of their regulation or central bank. Just saying, just in case we didn't cover some side of this part. So this is where we have those remittances in that particular country to manage such transaction. But there are a whole lot of development and some good stuff in the pipeline. Like I said, I can't mention them because they are still on the pipeline and they are not out yet. And it shouldn't be a common knowledge because we have things we need to say and things we can't actually say. So basically, that is basically how we can tackle such a thing with the Ayetu Super app. Well, I hope in the future we can have this interview or this conversation again, and then maybe then we might have passed that particular pipeline, and I might have that opportunity to express myself based on what we've actually built rather than what we are currently building. So thank you.
No, thank you for the information and for the explanation. I was wondering how popular is crypto in Africa or in Nigeria where you live? Do people use in everyday life and transactions crypto? In what percentage, more or less?
Yeah. So Africa is a growing continent, and there are a whole lot of technological advancement that is happening all over Africa. And I think there are a lot of Africans that have been on the space. If I should date back to since 2011, so you can see that Africans are not left behind with the whole advancements of this crypto blockchain and itself. And from what I can tell, I can say 80% of I'm just going to stick with Nigeria. I don't want to use a kind of a false statistic, but I know a whole lot of Africans are really aware of blockchains. And when it comes to the meetups, the friends that I have from Ghana, from Kenya, from Rwanda, and all that, a whole lot of them, even in Kenya, especially in Kenya, the whole lot of them that I know that are aware of blockchain itself. But I want to stick to Nigeria, where I am from and where I know. So I can say 80% of the youths are quite familiar with the whole names of blockchain, the whole technologies of crypto and all that. And yes, if it's not more, because you should, I don't know, maybe if you've come to they might not really play with the crypto itself, but they are aware of crypto. I can then fall back and say maybe 50% of the youth are actually interacting with different exchanges, different platforms, and making use. But I'm aware. I can say that 80% of African youths are currently aware of the blockchain and the whole stuff.
That's a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's actually a lot. This was not so in 2015, 2014. I think the whole blockchain itself had blown away. I think in 2020 during the COVID era, yeah, that was where a lot of people get to know about blockchain. And since then, the statistic has been rising. So they get to know about blockchain, but most of them are not actually using that blockchain. Let me say most of them are into airdrop. If you want to go in that aspect, they are into airdrop and all that.
So it wouldn't be difficult for Africans then and Nigerians, as you tell me, to embrace this technology when they are presented to it.
Can you rephrase what I didn't grab what you say?
Yeah, they wouldn't feel like suspicious if they are told that they're going to use an app that has crypto or has to do something with crypto, because for example in my country, if I say, okay, we're going to use this app to send and receive money, but it has to do something with the blockchain and crypto, and they will go, oh no, I don't want to know, I don't want to do anything, have to do anything with crypto.
Yeah. You are actually right. So basically, for companies that are affiliated with cryptocurrencies, there's one thing I do know. I think even apart from even crypto, I myself I cannot use an app when it comes to a financial app that does not have trust. First of all, you have to build trust. If Binance, for example, the Binance exchange, like maybe it happened, maybe it's developed or it was launched, let's say last month, I won't just jump into that. For somebody that is conscious, I want to DYOR first, want to first make my full research and even wait a little. So, and to see if they are going to build that trust. So for companies that deals with cryptocurrency, there's one thing before people start using your platform. Sometimes it's based on trust. Sometimes it's based on because of your infrastructures and maybe based on backings. But in generally, um, the question you ask is kind of fantastic because, yeah, people are going to be suspicious, especially Nigerians. How they behave. Nobody wants to lose money. And if you remember when I told you that uh, we are compliance first, we are not running away from compliance, and also we are working with regulations. And this is how we can also build trust. Working in partnership with the government directly. And when they get to know that we are working directly with the government, we've done all the necessary KYCs and all that. We will actually build. In fact, we have overbuilt the trust that we need for participation on the Ayetu Super App. So that may not really be a problem for us as long as we are following the right method in creating trust or building trust and having this inter partnerships with each and every country's government or regulation or policy makers, if I may add to that. So probably it shouldn't be a problem.
About um, policymakers and countries and political systems and politics in general. When you, for example, make a deal with the government, like probably your current government in Nigeria, what do you think that the next government that comes in will continue supporting the Ayetu blockchain? Is there that stability in your country from government to government so that we can make sure that the app will be accepted by let's say a sequence of presidents or governments for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or the political situation in your country may make it difficult to have a deal that will last for a long time?
Yeah. Thank you. So, but currently, right now, we are still working towards that partnership with the government. We don't currently have a solid one. And yeah, I think that is spot on. And when it comes to having this relationship with regulatories and all that, it is dynamic, right? Um, and it is always good for project owners to also be dynamic in making decisions and all that. So let's say let's say we seal a deal with the government and the next government or the next political parties are not interested with all those stuff, you know. I think for me, I always believe that there is always a way out in every crisis. There is always going to be an option. I haven't seen any political party that is not going to give an option, or any policymakers that won't give an option. There is always going to be an option. So if either the option is going to be expensive or it's just going to throw you overboard. And that's where as a project owner, you have to be very dynamic and you have to understand things you need to forego and things you need to re-strategize on. For me, I won't say anything concerning that because basically that might not really be my feed or my strength. But I do say when we get to that part, we are going to figure out the best way that won't hurt the customers or the app users. That is basically plan not to hurt the customers and also, yeah, create a scenario where we don't, where we don't put anybody or any person into the cage of the government. I don't know how I want to define it, but we are just going to be we are just going to play a balanced role, not to go overboard or go over limit. So that's just how I'm going to answer that particular one. Because anything that comes to political stuff or stuff, it's basically not my strength and all that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know it's
But I
difficult to
just know
talk
that
about
we are
that,
going to be
and
dynamic. Yeah. Well, I know we are just going to be dynamic and we are just going to flow with basically the offers that they bring to the table. And like I said, we are just going to try to see if we can mitigate risk in case of if what they are bringing to the table is, kind of exuberant and all that. So we are just going to, because currently we don't know what is coming. So, but like I said, it's dynamic, and we are just going to study, understand, do research before we give a feedback if we are continuing such or we are taking another route.
maybe you could tell me a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm not so knowledgeable about the political spectrum in Africa, but I suspect that not all countries are democratic in Africa. There could be some monarchies, there could be some democratic countries, and etc. In the case of Nigeria, what is the current government and the other countries around? Are they democratic? Are there monarchies? What's the situation in Africa?
So for me, like I said, when it comes to politics and political talks, they are basically not my strength.
Mm-hmm.
And but I can say something that, oh, they are just going to give a different name, maybe democracy, autocracy, or any names that they give to it. But I can tell you that the government is the government, and they all operate in the same functions. Basically, maybe great. Maybe I don't know, but they operate in the same functions, but they just come in different names, in different hierarchies, but they are all the same, and they all have regulations, they all have rules, they all have policymakers. So what's the difference between them? Be it you are anarchy, be it the autocracy, be it the democracy and all that. So it's all the same for me.
Okay,
Just different name. Yeah.
thank you. Okay, so when can we see the blockchain operating and working fully functional in uh, in Nigeria? When are you expecting to start the first trials with real people in the country?
Yeah. So currently the Ayetu blockchain is live. The blockchain itself is live. But we haven't opened it up. Though some people are already using the application itself, but we, like you said, when are we going to open it up? For usage and all that. And these are based on timelines and marketing plans and all that. But development kind of goes in both ways. We can just say we are going to let people in 2 months, and there are some bugs you need to fix, and there are some stuff you need to do and all those stuff. So, for the blockchain is live, and you can go to the block explorer scan.ie2.net, uh, and we're also having different nodes all over Africa. We have in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and etc. We have in different locations. You can see that on the block explorer. And for the application, the app itself, the super app where we are, which is going to be our flagship application itself, is currently in development, and let's say 45% ready or 50% ready the last time I heard. So we we started this on in February, so it's coming up gradually. For me, I'm not going to give an estimation because, like I said, development can be kind of itchy and crazy sometimes. But before the end of Q3, I think should we should be doing a beta test on the super. Yeah, before the end of Q3, we should be giving this a kind of onboarding for the super app. The blockchain itself we start onboarding very soon, and also we are also going to start the marketing plans to onboard developers also that will be building on the Ayetu platform itself, or other businesses, SMEs and all that that we want to deploy on the platform, and also try to work with other governmental bodies that want to deploy maybe smart contracts that want to, they are looking for blockchain infrastructures to help them in doing their orders, maybe trying to use that in central bank or all that. So these are the marketings that we are going to start, and the partnerships, that we are going to start very soon. So basically we are coming out very good, and based on our timeline, we are actually on time, and we have completed most of the things that we stated in Q1, and completing it in Q2. Also in Q2, everything is going out fine. So expecting Q3 is going to be a busy month for us when it comes to partnership marketing, showcasing the super dApp itself and all that. So yeah.
When I hear the word super app, what I imagine, please correct me if I'm wrong, is I hold my cell phone and then I can communicate with you through chat. I can send you money. You can, I don't know, maybe we can even play games together on the app. I don't know. What's it going to be about? Or
Okay.
more or less, how is it going to work?
So yeah, that's a good question. So the super app is going to be modular in design. Let's say the super app is revolutionary. It's going to be a revolutionary platform that is designed to consolidate a wide range of financial service into like a single user application. So the super app, we aim to redefine financial service, like I have stated, in the African market by providing different comprehensive suites of tools that cater to diverse needs. So it will include functionalities such as, let's say, it's going to have wallet, it's going to have peer-to-peer payments, some micro loans, insurance, investments, and when it comes to the financial sector. And also on the super app, you can save data, because Ayetu is actually a high capacity network for finance and for data. So you can save data, maybe medical records or agricultural records. So it's going to also have a social feature where you talked about, maybe if I'm going to chat with my friends and all that. Yeah, it's going to have social features, and it's also going to have logistic features where you can order rides, or because like I said, we are going to have a whole lot of partnerships with different bodies. So you can order, let's say you can share rides, yeah, do a whole lot of stuff. Let me just put it into logistics section. So it has its own part when it comes to logistics. So I talked about the health records, I talked about the agricultural records and all that. So there will be like it is called super app. So there is going to be a whole lot of integration, but we are going to be starting slow, steady, integrating. So that's how we do slow, steady, integrating research, partner, slow, steady, integrate. So the super app also will leverage advanced technologies such as maybe in the future we might add, we all know AI is kind of is the rev of the moment. So it's going to add, basically, we are going to add AI in the future. And we are also going to tailor, like kind of personalize users based on preferences and all that stuff. So there's a lot of good things that is going to happen with the super app. So it's, to round it up, it's just going to be a holistic financial solution, and simplifies user experience and enhance financial inclusion. It's also going to empower users, and also the unbanked, also provide social, agricultural, medicals, and some other industrial sectors that we are going to integrate to the application, basically for stability in our target market, so that you don't really have to switch around different apps. You can just do everything in just one app. So basically, that's maybe super app or super app, anyhow you want to call it. If it is integrated on the blockchain, then basically it's a super app. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Well, sounds really, really promising. Well,
yeah.
well, about the tech that you're using, what protocol are you using as a blockchain?
So speaking about the protocol, we are using the Antelope protocol. If you are aware of, though we don't want to tie ourselves to um, DPoS, you know DPoS, how DPoS works. You're aware of DPoS,
Mm, probably not.
delegated
What
proof of
is
stake.
most famous is the Ethereum
Mm,
standard, right? EVM,
yeah, proof of work.
etc. Um, but this is another one, right? For the people that are not aware of the different blockchains and
Oh,
protocols that exist, how can you explain it very briefly?
okay, cool. So DPoS, I think it was invented by Daniel Larimer. Yeah, that was in the year 20, should be 18 or 17. Can't remember. But DPoS is basically delegated proof of stake. So why Ethereum is proof of work is basically, if you are familiar with how proof of work is different computers, trying to solve questions and all that. So they are working, But in delegated proof of stake, you need to stake your token. You need to stake your token for you to have stake in the network.
Mm-hmm.
And by staking your uh, by staking your token, you will need to vote for particular BPs. We call them block
Producers.
miners or block producers. Yeah, thank you. So you need to vote for them. So you have a say with your token that you stake, and then you can use your power to vote for this preferred block producers that you prefer. And so you are part of the governance of this whole ecosystem. You can remove your votes to vote for other persons. So the first 1 to 20 people are called standby block producers, and they have the other they are called the main producers, and we have the 25 to 50 or 60, which are the standby producers. So it's a complex but a very simple and sweet, and even better than proof of work, because then it is green. You don't need much energy to just have mining Bitcoin and block producers of Ethereum and all that, how they waste power. So it's a kind of a green a green protocol. But along the line, the DPoS community switched because of some community issues. They switched from the term EOS or DPoS to Antelope. Though Antelope utilizes the DPoS, but I think it's just the name rebrand to the Antelope protocol. So basically, that is what the Ayetu platform is utilizing. If you're interested with the whole concept of DPoS, which I am also fascinated about, you can go read it up, look it up, and get to know more about some protocols on blockchain and all that.
As far as I know, this protocol is very fast in transactions and green, and also avoids front running.
Yeah,
Those characteristics, I
no,
think, are
no
common
front runner.
to Antelope, right?
Yeah, yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. That's it.
Okay, perfect. And now, the final and probably most important question. The people who are watching us, how can they participate in Ayetu?
Yeah. So, like we all stated that we are on a startup phase, and along the line, we are always looking for uh, interested community members, talented individuals who can help us, spread this whole concept that we have, that we love, that we are building, and you can participate in different ways, either being the community, getting to know what we are building, getting to share one or two of your talent, your ideas, your thoughts, or anything, and tell a friend to tell a friend, and also anticipate when we are going to do our TGE token generation event. If we want to, if we are going to, I don't know. Because that has not been decided yet. So basically, get to know more about the project DYOR before you leap in. And I can tell you that what we are building is really fascinating, and I'm actually proud of what we are actually building, and that's why I'm here. Trying to defend it if you ask me. But it's really fascinating project, and I want you all to join us. If you're watching, you can join us on Telegram at t.me/Ayetu network. Uh, yeah, and then you can
Or I
join
guess
our other social
through
platforms.
the website ayetu.net, they can
Yeah,
also find all these
yes, yes,
socials, right?
yeah, of
Can
course.
people get
Yeah.
a hold of some Ayetu? Can they purchase some at the moment, or
Yeah,
do we have to wait?
yeah, currently, it is not. We don't have a TGE currently. There's no TGE currently. But when that time comes, that's why I said you should follow the community. If they are interested about the whole project, follow up with the community and get to know what we are doing. And when the time comes, we are going to announce how to participate in any events, maybe any events when it comes to token purchase or maybe airdrops, and so just stick with the community. Come for the tokens, but stay for the community. Yeah,
And do
yeah,
you think it would be possible some partnerships, like for example, our community, our Temmy crypto community on Solana, have some partnership with Ayetu? Do you think that could be feasible?
yeah. I think that blockchain should. The blockchain, it's a one word, right? And I think though it has one word, there are a whole lot of things going on, and I think it makes sense if there are cross synergies between different communities. One gets to share what they do, the other gets to share, and they could merge, share, different goals, and then merge to one particular whole stuff of adoption. We are all chasing the whole run of adoption, getting to onboard people, sensitize the whole public about blockchain. So different purposes, but I think one same goal. Yeah, different purposes, one goal. So yeah, we can actually have this cross synergy partnership to talk about stuff like that. So yeah.
Fantastic. Destiny Marshall, it's been a pleasure being with you today. I hope
Yeah, thank you very much.
it's not the last time and we can get together very soon again so we can continue discussing Ayetu and how Ayetu is growing every time. So thank you very much for being with us and
Yeah.
hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Before we before
Yes.
we go, can I ask, how's the Solana community going? How is it going? How's everything in the Solana? What?
Well, actually, Temmy is a meme coin in the Solana ecosystem, and we started like 4 weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. So it's a small project. Um, what we're doing at the moment is having daily shows like this one, and trying to bring up the interest of different people around the crypto communities and have interviews like we're having today with you. So the idea is to um, um, bridge the gap between different communities and help people get to trust, get people's
Sure.
trust on the blockchain and the different projects, because there's a lot of pumps and dumps and a lot of scams and everything, but
Yeah.
the blockchain is not only that, it's much more.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
And
thank you for being
nice.
with us.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you
Take
very much.
care.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
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 Okay, guys, it's been a wonderful interview with Destiny Marshall from Ayetu. Please make sure you also join their Telegram and learn a little bit more about Ayetu. You will find all the information and links in the description of the video. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for being with us. See you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.